There's been quite a community uproar regarding your two personal Facebook posts regarding the death of Kobe Bryant. People are hurt by your comments. You issued an email apology to families, but parents are furious that a public leader like yourself would even say something like that on social media. How do you respond to that criticism?
I am disappointed that I made the comment in a public forum like Facebook. I have learned that what we continue to teach our students, that nothing's actually private on social media. With that said, I made two posts. I put one up, I took it down, and I put another one up, all before having any details of the extent of the tragedy. That was ill thought, and as I've shared in an apology, the result was tasteless, and so my apology is around a poor decision I made.
As an educator, what lessons have you learned from this, and what lessons does this teach our students?
A lesson I already knew, which is think before you speak, think before you post, think before you engage in any sort of type of communication. What I'm hoping my students learn today is that I have a strong desire to repair trust with them. I read a prepared apology to them that because I was so nervous, because I've disappointed 2,200 kids. And so I read it, and the students told me it sounded fake. So I spent the rest of my day reaching out to kids, meeting 1-on-1, 2-on-1, 4-on-1, 6-on-1, to really talk to them about how I can go about building trust back with our students. And I'm also interested in doing that within our school and community.
What are you hearing from the students during those visits?
Many things. Frustration. I didn't put together a piece for our students that the incident referenced is from 2003, and nearly none of our students were born then. So they know a different public figure than the one I referenced. I have learned a little bit more about Kobe Bryant, and since 2003, his approach that I wish I had known before I made a rash decision to post something to social media. The students are saying things that I'm agreeing with. One student said to me, kids will trust you again, but it will take time. And I said to him, I love my job, I love this school, and I love the students, and I'm patient, and I will take whatever the time it takes to build that trust back.
What are some things you need to do to build that trust?
First, I'm listening. So one student emailed me an idea to have an assembly. I thought an assembly is too big, much like an all-call on our school, might not feel personal enough. So there have been some other suggestions, and I'm working with district support to plan some next steps based on what we're hearing from our students and our staff in our community.
So what does this moment teach us about the power of the written word?
Multiple students today reminded me of a message I sent out last year that words matter. I actually intend to go look at it tonight and remind myself of something I said a year ago that it seems I might have forgotten a week and a half ago. And that students remembered what I said then is really the message, that words are permanent. And in today's social media, even though Snapchat goes away, it doesn't really go away. Even though you can delete a post, you can't really take back things that you've said. And so I've talked with students today about the nature of social media and how that one of the things I hope to continue to model for them is make a mistake, learn from it, and grow. That's what makes us human.
So the reactions about the Kobe Bryant death happened within an hour or so after the accident, correct?
Agreed, yes.
So walk us through your emotions at that time, what you knew, what you didn't know, and then talk about the criticisms you're getting from a lot of people that are here locally.
I received the news over the phone from someone. They just shared that he had died. My visceral Facebook response post at that time, I could tell by the audience and the commentary of my friends that I missed the mark, took it down, posted something else immediately that said, my judgment of him is the same way people are judging me. Again, I didn't have context about the death, so seen separately, that might seem a little bit insensitive. What I know is, as of some news sources yesterday, the comments are being connected to being racist, what I can tell you, and what I hope students and staff in our school would tell you, is I've been working diligently towards equity measures. We talk about personal bias in our building. We read articles about what students of color face in our schools and opportunity gaps. The comment I made was in no way related to Kobe Bryant's race. The comment was about allegations made against him that he later addressed in 2003. With all of that said, it was insensitive, which I later understood the breadth of, because I understood then the size of the tragedy. And that's something that I want to make sure people understand. Kobe Bryant's race had nothing to do with my post.
So the post was deleted how quickly after?
I don't have an actual timeline. I posted it, I went to do something, I came back and saw that the comments were going back and forth and missing my intent, so I deleted it, made my new post. I'm guessing it's within an hour or two.
Now let's go to that second post, because people are sometimes more upset over the reaction to your second post when the criticisms there are saying that you're not remorseful about it, that you'll say whatever you want to say.
Well, I don't know that people understand that the second post happened on the 26th, and that it was as soon as I deleted the other post, that was the second post. I am remorseful. I am remorseful because my students' school day was interrupted yesterday, and that breaks my heart. I am remorseful that people whose hero, who students in our building look up to, that I said something so insensitive, not having all of the information. I don't know that people saw the second post until my apology yesterday is when I understand the second post was shared. I believe people have an assumption it came yesterday. Those two Facebook posts came connected on the 26th.
Okay. Can you address the power and healing nature of forgiveness?
I just ended my day with a senior who came up to me and asked if he could give me a hug. He told me he did not agree with making a post, but that he had forgiven me, and that he hopes moving forward that more students can connect with me. That's what I feel about forgiving, that it's what we model in our building, that if you make a mistake, you own up to it, you do something to restore the mistake you've made, and that you try and grow from whatever it is you learned. And what I want people to know is today was a hard day. It's the hardest day ever in my career in education, 23 years. But I learned something all day long, and I will continue to learn as I listen to the students who want to talk, the families who continue to reach out to me, colleagues in other districts who, as news is breaking, are reaching out, asking how they can help and support. And so I want people to know that is my hope. I hope my apology is accepted, and I hope there is forgiveness on the horizon.
What have you learned?
Sort of that no-duh moment of think before you post. As silly as it sounds, I made a comment to my friends on a closed social media site that you know better. There's no such thing as privacy on the internet. I knew that. Here I am still. I have learned that our families have raised eloquent, well-spoken students, who many of whom took the time today to come tell me about the experience and the discussions at the dinner table or in the cul-de-sac last night and share opinions. And I've also learned that
there were a lot of those discussions, yeah.
And a lot of students shared them with me. I've also received some negative, hurtful emails, and I'm trying to temper those people's emotions, with what I'm learning in this situation. And again, I'm hopeful that what we model for our students, it's about being human, that we make mistakes, all humans do. And that what's important is that you grow from them, learn from them. The biggest learning for me today is nobody's infallible, and I messed up.
You're in a public leadership role. Are they held to a different standard?
Yeah, I think it goes without saying, especially in a community as tight-knit as ours, that when you're a public figure, which I think we only think of in education in terms of movie stars or athletes, truthfully, when you serve communities, you are a public figure as well. And so that's another learning I made is really I don't have a private life in the sense of I don't get a Sunday off when I made a bad decision, that this rolled into my school, and that disappoints me, that I let kids down, I let my staff down, I let our families down.
Where do we go from here?
That's a good question. I wish I had a prepared answer to give you. I wish I had a plan ready and hatched. I continue to listen to people, students in the hallway, some students who have questions for me. A student I met with today who wanted to make sure that the comment wasn't racially related, and so he wanted to ask me and look me in the eye. I will continue to listen to what people think, and I will continue to rely on my mentors in the area and within our district who I believe really want to see moving forward, want to see the community heal over a situation that I created.